So we're driving for 3 days or something like this. The landscape is beautiful here. I just love to drive through that last part of Spain where it's like mountains and deserts and it's looking pretty unique. It always feels like you're like so far away from where you usually live in Europe. Like it feels so distant. I don't know if that makes sense. In the middle of Spain now, actually pretty high up in the mountains according to my watch at 1,100 meters, but I can feel now that the sun has a lot more power and it's really getting warm. Nice, finally some sun and warmth after pretty much winter for the last 2-3 months. Actually this time was weird. I had so much stuff to do the last week before I left that I was really not feeling it to go down south to Tarifa, and I was actually in a really bad mood when I started driving. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's because you first have to do the 3-day drive before you actually arrive here. But now that the sun is coming out, it's feeling warm. I'm gonna arrive this evening in Tarifa. Yeah, I think I'm slowly getting the feeling and getting hyped. Look guys, we made it to Tarifa. The weather is kind of like in Germany. It's like foggy and there's like a little bit of rain coming down. But yeah, first I got arrested. It feels so unreal to be here now after this super long drive. Over there, somewhere you can see there's the ocean. So we have a little bit of ocean view. It's actually super wavy already. And tomorrow we're gonna go straight on the water because tomorrow is gonna be super windy. But yeah, first some sleep. Good morning! Hello, hello to Tarifa. It's the next day. I slept like a stone, like we say in Germany, which means very deep because I haven't slept properly the last 3 nights. And the weather is still raining, but at least it's warmer than in Germany. We have 16 degrees and we're heading off to the first session. It's properly windy, onshore winds, and there's supposed to be over 2-meter waves, very chaotic, with like a 7 to 8 second period swell. I just spent the morning finishing up all my emails that I didn't get to while driving here. And now we have some free time to enjoy some windsurfing. So Mario is kind of pushing me to go on the slalom actually today. I would prefer honestly to go onto the wave gear because it's just easier in these chaotic waves, but he wants to film, I think, like his free race project, so maybe I'll join him on my slalom so he has like some comparison, we'll see. But honestly, looks pretty rough out there. Man, what the hell are we doing here? Everyone is rigging wave. Why do we have to go on the slalom?
Well, I have to say I'm not innocent in that regard. I don't know if your viewers know, but I have this free race project going on.
I saw it on YouTube.
I'm waiting since 2 months to... No, that's a lie. I'm waiting since 3-4 weeks to do the first free race video. So far didn't work out, and today I want to finally get started. And unfortunately, it's a day with 3 meters swell, crazy chop and 30 knots.
Actually, I'm kind of stoked to like let the board fly. I'm just hoping the wind will be enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be on the full-on slalom camber gear. Mario's going to be on the free race, and now we're going to take the Insta360 and hopefully not like every single other year get killed on the shore break on the first run out.
And then we have to manage to do some runs together out there.
I'll do my best.
And then, we both don't know how to do it, but we do some jumping, you know, and someone flies out of the picture or flies back in.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
So the spot we were heading out at is called Las Dunas, and it's all the way to the side of the bay. And the advantage you have here with some swell is that the swell is not coming dead onshore onto the beach, but kind of more from the side, so it makes it more manageable to get out here, especially if you don't want to go out with wave gear in the waves, but rather with slalom. And then as you go out, you go into the waves, but you're pretty protected here. Still, there's a little bit of shore break, and when we went out over the beach, I noticed that the wind was super light. It actually went totally down from 25 to 12 knots, so I waited around a bit for the wind to improve, because you don't want to be stuck in the waves with zero wind in your sail. But after about half an hour of waiting, the wind kicked back in, and it turned out to be quite a fun session. Tarifa is such a fun place, as you never know if you're going to get this, gnarly wave slalom conditions or super flat, nice, easy 15 knots. But this was honestly quite a great first session for me in Tarifa, because I got the chance to get used to the fact that I'm no longer sailing at my, nice, cozy home lake without any waves, but on the open ocean. And gaining control in these kind of conditions is really key. So I'm sailing here on the 97 Futurefly Dark Horse board, together with a 5.9 AC1 limited sail. So full-on slalom equipment in the waves, which is pretty fun because you kind of have so much speed, but on the waves you don't actually feel like you want the full speed. So most of the times I was not really pushing, but it was good that Mario was together with me out there, because this kind of forces you to push, because he's pushing, then I'm pushing, so we're pushing each other to go fast over these conditions. And as you can see, there's these big rain showers coming every 5 minutes or so, so the conditions were changing all the time, between like 20 knots and 35 knots, and then rain, no rain. And actually what I was thinking about, I don't know if you heard the news, but there's a group of killer whales, I think they're called in English, that attack sailing vessels around here, around the coast of Tarifa and Gibraltar. And when you're sailing out there on the ocean and sometimes you fall into the water, you're kind of really thinking about this, and so you don't really want to fall in. And this is kind of something that was also on my mind, but I think I will get used to it, because I think the killer whales are further outside, and there was no incident with any windsurfer, kitesurfer, surfer, whatever so far. But yeah, as you can see, there's like these waves where you just kind of spin out or make an involuntary jump, and then you're kind of losing all the speed. So I think finding the line in these waves is super tricky, and most important thing, to kind of go fast in these conditions. And so good training overall here. And yeah, there's some pretty big waves in there. I think I looked at Surfline, it was 2.40 meters with an 8-second period. And yeah, it's pretty fun to jump around and fly around in this. I think top speed was around 28 knots for this session. I cannot make use of the full-on slalom gear that I'm on, because most of the time I'm not going at 100%, but kind of letting off the throttle a little bit to kind of control it better. So Mario actually kept up pretty nicely with me, and on some courses was even a little bit faster, I think, than me. But we had some pretty sick runs together, flying around here in Tarifa.